What is your deepest fear? Snakes? Spiders? Heights? Or does it live deeper in the mind? The fear of what others think? The fear of failure? Maybe it's all of them. Some fears are hardwired into our DNA. Others are imagined, built by thought. But they all feel the same. That pulse, that urge to stay far away. So what is this invisible wall that keeps us from moving forward? Fear. Fear is an emotion we feel when danger feels close. You're on a plane and it starts to shake. Lost in the jungle, adrift in the middle of the ocean. In any of these moments, most of us would feel fear, but that same feeling can show up in far less threatening places. Changing careers, speaking in public, ending a relationship. Fear doesn't always come with danger. Sometimes it just feels like it does. And when it does, we treat it like an enemy, something to avoid, something to run away from. So we do, avoiding the fear. This is where most of us end up, a prison we build ourselves. It may not look like it, but this is our comfort zone. We're not at war with the fear itself, we're at war with our own minds, with the endless what ifs. What if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? What if they say no? And it never ends. The more we think, the bigger the fear becomes. At this point, we've placed so much importance, so much meaning to this fear, that it looks damn near impossible to overcome. But before we confront it, let's pause for a moment. There's something worth understanding first. The fear isn't real. In A Hero with 1,000 Faces, Joseph Campbell wrote, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek." It's a paradox. The thing we want the most ironically comes from the thing we fear the most. Fear in all its forms can be divided into two kinds. The ones we experience in the moment, and the ones we create in our imagination. Most of us live in the latter. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. You come up with an idea, sit down to record, and suddenly you start to wonder, what if no one likes this video? What if it doesn't get any views? Every one of those questions hides the same thing beneath it. Fear of failure, fear of looking stupid, fear of being misunderstood. And when they appear, we freeze. We back away from the very thing that could set us free. Until one day we say enough. Confronting the fear. After enough hesitation, you finally act. You quit the job, start the business, record the video, go on stage, book the flight, and immediately something strange happens. Just after we've confronted the fear, as domineering as it once seemed, it turns out it was all a facade. It looked towering, unbreakable, but in reality, it was 1 centimeter thick, and all it took was one knock for the whole thing to fall. The moment you move through it, you feel alive again. You sleep better, you feel lighter, and yes, new fears will come, they always do, but now you strengthen the muscle that faces them, and each time it gets a little easier. So, what is your greatest fear? Is it the fear of failure? The fear of what others think? The fear that it might never work out? Whatever it is, it's there, in the back of your mind, like a splinter. Maybe you're already moving through it, maybe you're still waiting for the right moment. But what if our greatest fear isn't that something goes wrong? What if our greatest fear is that something goes right? The fear of success. See, if you fail, nothing really changes. You're still you with a lesson learned. But if you succeed, everything changes. Your identity shifts, people see you differently, new expectations appear. Our greatest fears usually come from the things that bring the most change. And success, that's the biggest change of all. Change means uncertainty, uncharted waters. And that's the one place fear always tries to keep us from. Whatever your greatest fear is, you can overcome it. The only way through fear is simple. Just go. Enter the cave, and who knows what you'll find inside.